Hello and welcome to the Madhouse everyone, Trudeau here, and I present you build 29, and as it says in here, Grim Dawn is now content complete. Build 29 arrived last night, and we're going to jump straight into major new features. I'm going to tell you guys the most important things that have been added to the game. Let's see in here. Basically, what it means that Grim Dawn is now content complete, meaning we can go to the final boss, we can defeat the final boss, and after that we can jump into Elite and Ultimate difficulty. And if you're not familiar with the Diablo 2 style, Path of Exile, Titan Quest, basically there are three difficulties in Grim Dawn. We have Normal, we have Elite and Ultimate, and once we finish the game on Normal, we defeat the final boss, we can go to Elite and start all over again. We can do the quests. And also on Elite, the monsters are going to scale with us. I believe it starts at about 60 at least. That's the level that I went to Elite, and most of you are going to go into Elite. Maybe if you go into it at 50, the monsters are going to scale to 50. I'm pretty sure that is the right. That is correct. And also on Elite and Ultimate difficulty, you're going to have a resistance debuff. Basically, your resistances are going to go down with minus 25% on Elite, and maybe Ultimate is going to be 50%. But definitely for Elite, you're going to have minus 20% resistances. That is for the elemental ones, and as well as poison and acid. We have the Bastion of Chaos. Now the Bastion of Chaos is exactly like Steps of Torment. We are going to require a skeleton key to enter it. It has 3 levels. If we die, we get teleported out, and we have to restart a game and go into it again with another skeleton key. Basically the Bastion of Chaos was really cool. We're going to fight Chthonics in there, and the design was incredible. The pathways are not really pathways, they're kind of blocked, as you can see in here. It's pretty cool. I definitely suggest to check it out. Also, it does have a shrine in there, so you might want to. Well, you don't really need to enter the actual Bastion of Chaos to get the shrine, but it is on the way. So definitely repair that bridge. Definitely. Legendary items. Now a lot of people have been waiting for legendary items. We have about 240 legendary items to find. It is going to take a long time to find all of them, but I'm going to do my best. And we also have empowered epics. Now these empowered epics are going to be sort of the same as they were on normal, except they're going to be better, and they are above level 50. I did find a lot of them, and they look pretty cool. We have a few changes in art, but let's go in here into the game. I'm going to skip over the tech. PvP is now disabled within safe zones, Devil's Crossing, Homestead, and the Fort Icon NPC area. We have completed quests, are now recorded within the quest log, and also devotion shrines, which a lot of people have been pretty vocal about it. And I agree, it is a really nice addition. Reduced bleed resistance and bleed duration reduction on ghosts and skeletons to 100% and 50% respectively. Before that it was 500% resistance, so you could never bleed skeletons and ghosts. Now you actually can. And well, some things in here are pretty important, but let's go for this one. Crit thresholds lowered for bottom crit bonus tiers, but raised for top tiers. Respectively, lower tier crit multipliers have also been lowered, but scale more steeply in higher tiers to the same max bonus. It will be easier to crit now, but only a very focused crit build will be able to achieve top tier crits. Also, OA and DA offensive ability and defensive ability formulas have been adjusted. Each character level provides 12 points up from 10, while each 10 points of Cunning Physique now provide 4 points, down from 5. Most characters will end up with a slight moderate bump in offensive ability and defensive ability. Characters that have stacked a lot of Cunning may see a decrease. So basically Cunning is not really as good to stack anymore if you want to go purely for offensive ability. And also Cunning damage bonus to flat physical and pierce damage reduced by about 9%, indirectly giving Spirit a little more relative value as a damage attribute. This was actually pretty big, but you're going to see it in massive amounts. Another really important thing, components no longer have a completion bonus, and this is actually a really big hit for our characters. because we're going to be a little bit nerfed, a lot more actually. Without the completion bonuses, you can actually now stack components, and because of that, people are not going to have stash problems anymore. You don't really actually, you can put all your stuff in a single shared stash and maybe have enough space. This was required for a long time, and honestly it was coming. They made a poll about it, and they actually decided to do this. The game is going to be a lot harder now without the completion bonuses. But of course the components got a little bit of a buff, as you can see in here. I really suggest you read this stuff, because some components got some new stuff, others which I don't really like. Waterstone reduced elemental resist to 7%, and that was another one that was a little bit reduced, same for elemental resistances. Now in here for Devotion we have a lot of bug fixes, but also a little bit of a nerf to offensive and defensive ability points. They say it was changed, have been increased across most constellations, but honestly I kind of noticed a little bit of a nerf to them. You can read all about it in here. And well, also we have some changes to our classes. Not that big of a deal, honestly. Let's go for the soldier. Squad tactics, percentile damage increased and run speed added, while attack speed has been moved to Oleron's Rage. This is really big for the soldier. Basically squad tactics no longer gives attack speed, which was why most Nightblades went into the soldier to get squad tactics. Now you have to go all the way to Oleron's Rage. With the new points, with the level cap being raised to 85, which I don't think anyone saw it coming, but yes, the level cap is raised to 85. You're going to have enough points to go for Oleron's Rage. So overall, for a maxed out character, this is not that big of a deal. Oleron's Rage now gives percent attack speed, and the enemy speed reduction has been removed. Overguard, percent damage blocked by shields bonus increased. Manhill's Bulwark health regeneration increased. The Demolitionist, Searing Strike damage multiplier increased from 10% to 15%. Occultist, Bloody Pox increased spread reduction by 0.5 meters and duration by 1%. Possession, animation sped up 30%, any further might look too silly. Cooldown set to a flat 90%. Damage absorption now increases from 10% up to 30% at max level 36 ultimate. Should make the skill a little more worthwhile. May revisit it again later to explore other options. For the Nightblade, fix an issue with the Phantasmal Blade's transmuter that could cause it to deal less damage than intended. Yay, we love Phantasmal Blades. Lethal Gambit now works with two-handed ranged weapons, and the percent current life damage has been replaced with piercing damage. The chance for percent pierce damage has been lowered to accommodate this. It should give the skill more reliable damage. Amorasta's Blade Burst, Frostburn damage significantly increased, and radius now scales with level. Previous latest was 4 meters and now scales from 3.5 to 5 at max level up to 5.8 at ultimate level. Blade Spirit now cast at target point rather than thrown with a projectile, resulting in better response time from when cast to appearing. Ring of Steel, percent weapon and pierce damage scaling with rank increased, cooldown reduced to 3.5 seconds. This is pretty good. It might make the skill, it might encourage people to take the skill a lot more, since it is really good for CC. Elemental Awakening, percent elemental damage increased, cold resist added. Shadow Strike, plus percent pierce removal in favor of higher plus percent weapon damage. This should make it work a little better for builds focused on cold or other damage types. Now for the Arcanist. This is a little bit of a nerf. Inner Focus, reduced percent offensive ability bonus at rank 12 to 12%, scaling up to 20 by maximum ultimate rank. Chilling Surge and Absolute Zero cold and frostburn damage increased. And for the Shaman, Grasping Vines, increased bleed and physical damage scaling with rank. Duration is now fixed at 5 seconds, while cooldown has been reduced to 2 seconds. Entanglement, physical and bleed damage modifiers now scale to 100%. Plus 100%. Primal Strike now works with two-handed ranged weapons. Summon Bryothorn, increased pierce retaliation scaling with rank. Ground Slam updated to shoot out spines from the ground in the same target area. And Bouldering Roar now also increases percent total retaliation. When you get totem, slightly reduce percent heal down to 4% at rank 12 from 5%. And this has been pretty much all the major changes with this update. The really important stuff. Let's make a quick recap. We have legendary items, we have difficulty levels, elite and ultimate, and also Bastion of Chaos got released as well with a new boss. And our components basically now suck a lot more than before. We have no more completion bonuses. Now that we're finished with the patch, I want to talk a little bit about what this channel is going to do, what I'm going to do over the next few months with Grim Dawn. Basically, we're going to stream a lot more. I will try to set up a schedule that is a little bit difficult, but I'm going to stream a lot more, so make sure you check that out. Drop a follow on the stream so that you can see when I go live. And we're going to make, I don't want to say a little bit of a break, we're going to continue with our hardcore series. Definitely check that out. I think I'm going to stop it once we finish normal and then resume it later on, because right now I have a lot of stuff to do in Grim Dawn. And a lot of people have been asking me to do some build updates. Build updates are coming, I will update them. I've taken a look at most of my builds and what to do with them. I'm pretty clear what to do with the build itself. However, I don't know what the best items are going to be. I don't have all the legendaries, obviously. So that is why I'm going to stream a lot more. I'm going to stream farming a few legendaries and just getting my characters up to sort of max level. I'm not really aiming for level 85. I'm aiming to complete ultimate, and we're going to see where we end up once we do that. For most of the builds, you don't really need level 85 to be complete. I saw that most of them sort of get everything they want to get at about level 78, maybe 80. So, you know, the level cap is pretty high. It is pretty hard to level as well. Definitely doable. It will definitely help. But most builds are going to be complete at a lower level. And that is basically a build, just short resume of the build. And I think this is obviously it is the best build for a Grim Dawn ever. We have the 2 new difficulties, we have everything. And as I told you guys, make sure to check out the stream. It is really important. Let's get together on the stream and have a lot of fun and do some theory crafting about the builds. This has been pretty much it. I hope you really enjoyed this review of build 29, and obviously I shall see you all next time.